It is such a great honor to be here tonight. Finally, we've been so excited to celebrate Tammy Prevent on her 30 years of faithful service as First Baptist organist and pianist. I would like to welcome our pastor and his wife, Tiffany Young, our church staff members, Katie and Jamie and Ron Higginbotham. They're not all three married, but anyway, Katie Rash and Jamie and Ron Higginbotham. And of course, all of our choir members and their guests. And Patricia Turner, our associate pastor who is here. I would especially like to welcome our guest of honor, Tammy Prevent, and her husband and family, Dwayne and Benjamin and William, Tammy's mom, Jean. Now you know where Tammy Jean comes from. And we're missing Tammy's sister, Paula Rice, and her brother, Chad. I'd also like to welcome Tammy's friend and pianist, Lynn Spock, and her guest, Debbie Couch. We're so glad to have you all with us. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to welcome our distinguished guest and new friend, American composer and arranger, Mark Hayes. There are several people that I'd like to thank. I would first like to thank Deborah Kilpatrick for all of her help in getting the ball rolling, for making and remaking hotel and dinner reservations and lining up can-do catering for us tonight 3 times. Thank you, Nick, for being here. The meal was delicious. And Deborah also spearheaded the team, as she has said, that set up and decorated our fellowship hall tonight for Hope Coffee, Marie Ray, Elizabeth Keatley, Deborah, and Linda Wehrman. Thank you, Linda, speaking of Linda Wehrman, for the beautiful floral arrangement on the head table that she made, and for Sarah McCall for the beautifully decorated and delicious piano cake, and Olivia McMillan, who helped Sarah with the other desserts. Thank you to Kim Sharp, who helped with Tammy's gift, and you'll find out more about that tomorrow. And to Pamela Collins, we've thanked her tonight, who's helping clean up in the kitchen. And lastly, a big thank you to William Prevent for the awesome video that we're going to watch here in just a few minutes. Well, it all started in 1995 when Tammy came to First Baptist to be our organist. She played for mine and Nikki's wedding in December of that year. In 1996, there were 5 of us in choir that were expecting. Delinda Ward, Beth Reynolds, Tammy, myself, and Vicki Black. I wondered if it was the baptistry water. But since Joel sat below the baptistry, it must not have been because he never got pregnant. Kevin Reynolds was born in October of 96, Benjamin in February of 97, and our Olivia in March of 97. And boy, did things change when the children were born. Not bad things, just more things to do to get ready to go to church on Sunday mornings and lead in worship. Thankfully, there were wonderful nursery workers and women in our church that helped each week. A double stroller had been donated to the church nursery, and Benjamin took just a few rides up and down the hallway in the children's building during worship. He loved and missed his mama. And little William came along, little William over there, he's about 6'10". Little William came along in February of 2022. Wednesday nights after choir were much different than they are today. We couldn't just hop in the car and, after choir practice, get in our pocketbook and go home. No, we had to go up to the children's building, pack up the kids, put them in the car, and then head home. I sure am glad that you guys grew up and can drive now. And what fine young men you both have turned out to be. They're just two wonderful young men. Well, it hasn't all been about worship and babies. We had choir retreats, and still have choir retreats. fun times with great people. A few of you will remember choir retreats in the Oaks in Black Mountain, North Carolina. And just a side note, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. actually stayed in the main house on January 20th in 1964 while holding a meeting of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. I just wanted to give you that little side note. So we had choir retreats there until 2001 when it was sold to Monterey College. So the story I'm getting ready to tell you happened about 25 years ago or so at this choir retreat in the Oaks in Black Mountain. After rehearsal and dinner on Friday night, those who wanted to played the game Taboo. If you've ever played the game Taboo, you have a stack of cards, and on those cards is a word that you must describe to your team. But there are 5 taboo words that are the best words to describe this word that you cannot use, you can't say. So we all sat in a circle in the middle of the living room floor in there. And there were 2 teams, and every other person in the circle was your teammate. You tried to get your teammates to guess how many words as they could in a minute. For every correct word, you got a point. The person next to you held a buzzer and watched to make sure that you didn't say one of those taboo words. If you did, then you got buzzed and you lost a point. Well, it was Tammy's turn. And her word was honeymoon, okay? Tammy couldn't say marriage, vacation, night, bedroom, or travel. Now you had a little hourglass, that was really a minute. And it was like the sands of the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. So it was really a minute. So, you're under the gun, you're under pressure. So she was getting tickled because she's trying to figure out how to describe honeymoon without saying the taboo words. Her face was getting red, maybe like it is now, I don't know. And she finally says, "It's when you get naked." Well, that was it. We all lost it. Because when Tammy gets tickled, she laughs all over, and it's infectious. You can't help but laugh with her. We haven't played Taboo in a long time. So maybe we just might have to pull that out and play this year at the choir retreat. Oh my gosh. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. Tammy has been one of the greatest blessings that's ever happened to First Baptist Church of North Wilkesboro. She is the most talented pianist and organist I've ever had the pleasure of working with. I know many pianists, and they are good, but they are not Tammy Prevette. As a pianist and organist, I feel like she's the best around. She blesses us each and every week in worship with songs that she plays, and many are Mark's or Hayes' arrangements. She doesn't just play the notes on the page, but she plays with her heart. As an accompanist, she is always prepared and a perfect accompanist to our choir, 2 high schools and middle school choirs, as well as the accompanist for the all-county chorus each year in October. She's taught private piano lessons since 1990 and is loved by her students and their parents. But I think I can truthfully say that no one loves her like our choir and church family. Over the last 30 years, there have been countless funerals and weddings that she has played for. One of the most requested songs she's asked to play at funerals is Mark Hayes' arrangement of "I'll Fly Away," which she plays beautifully, Mark. She's played for Sunday worship services, cantatas, love feasts, Christmas Eve, children's musicals, youth Sundays, Ash Wednesdays, Maundy Thursday, Good Friday services, soloists, hundreds of rehearsals, and if you haven't been to Bible school, she also dances. But she doesn't just play the piano. She can play a string bass, and she sings like an angel. I don't like to think about First Baptist without Tammy Prevette. Her work ethic is unsurpassable. She is always prepared and is willing to do whatever is needed. She's dependable, and she's also a joy to work with. But more importantly, I'm happy to say she is a dear friend. We may not talk or text every day, but I know she would be there for me. And if there's a prayer need, she's the one I would want to ask to pray. Her love for the Lord is awe-inspiring, and it shows in her playing and in her life. Little did I know that when Tammy came to First Baptist Church 30 years ago, that she and I would still be here in 2025. There have been lots of laughs, many tears shed from loss of loved ones, church members and choir members. There have been ups and downs, although the ups have certainly outweighed the downs. And I wouldn't want to do this thing we call work with anyone else. Tammy, I look forward to seeing what the future holds for us now that we're not kids anymore. I love you, Tammy G, now and forever. And now we're going to turn it over to William, and we're going to take our eyes up here to the screen to watch a video that he has prepared for our enjoyment.
For all I've been blessed with in this life, there was an emptiness in me. I was imprisoned by the power of gold. With one kind touch you set me free. Let the world stop turning, let the sun stop burning, let them tell me love's not worth going through. If it all falls apart, I will know deep in my heart the only dream that mattered had come true. In this life, I was loved by you. For every mountain I have climbed, every raging river crossed, you were the treasure that I longed to find. Without your love I would be lost. Let the world stop turning, let the sun stop burning, let them tell me love's not worth going through. If it all falls apart, I will know deep in my heart the only dream that mattered had come true. In this life, I was loved by you. I know that I won't live forever, but forever I'll be loving you.
have so many memories. It's really unbelievable that it's been 30 years. Because sometimes I look back and think it's just been about 5. I know when I first came here, before I really started working here, I played for a few weddings and funerals, and I remember that December of '94, I was working in another church, and Larissa needed somebody to play the organ. The organist had left, and actually it was the same cantata at the church I was working at, so that worked out really good. And that was my first actual cantata here, and that was in 1994, so that's a long time ago. But I have enjoyed all of my years here. First Baptist Church is such a wonderful place to be. The people are so loving and so friendly. And our choir family is like no other. There's just not enough words to say how much you all mean to me and how much I appreciate you doing this for me. And I know, Deborah, you went to a lot of work and all this plan and having to change it 3 times. And you too, Larissa. And all of the people that, Nick, who did the food, all of my friends that are church pianists who had to take off the first time, and then now they can't come tomorrow because they got to play at their church. So I appreciate you all just being here tonight. I thank Pastor Burt for all of his leadership, with all of his support this past summer and the year before with William and his cancer. It meant more than I can ever say. And all of y'all have been so supportive, and all of your prayers have meant so much to us during William's illness. And you pray for Benjamin too. He's a fireman, but he's always doing a dangerous job, so we appreciate all your prayers. But I'm so thankful to be here at this church. I'm thankful for all the staff, Katie, Patricia, Jamie, all of you mean so much to me. And I thank Pamela for cleaning up and for all who decorated, who did everything for the service tonight. And of course, Mark, thank you for coming on the 3rd time. I appreciate it so much. And I do love your music. And I want to get several books, but I do play your songs quite a bit. You can ask William, he knows. But I'm very thankful. But thank you all again for this wonderful evening. Love you all.
Okay, Larissa, I believe you're going to formally introduce Mark.
Mark Hayes, composer, conductor. He is an award-winning concert pianist, composer, arranger, and conductor of international renown. His personal catalog totals over 2,000 published works of all kinds. Mark received a Bachelor of Music degree, summa cum laude, in piano performance from Baylor University. This is the Baylor table over here. Tiffany, she was barely born when Mark graduated in 1975. He graduated from Baylor in 1975. He has served as a frequent guest conductor at Lincoln Center, the National Cathedral, and Carnegie Hall, featuring works such as his Te Deum, Magnificat, Gloria, and International Carol Suites. In October 2014, Hayes conducted his Requiem at St. Ignatius Basilica in Rome, Italy, as part of an international music festival sponsored by the Vatican. Baylor University Center for Christian Music Studies honored Mark with the award for exemplary leadership in Christian music in 2010. Mark's passion in writing for the piano, Mark's passion is writing for the piano. He has over 115 keyboard books in print, ranging in style from gospel to classical to jazz to Broadway show tunes. Whether concertizing on the other side of the globe or composing at his home in Kansas City, Missouri, Mark is blessed to live out his mission to create beautiful music for the world. This is Mark's mini bio, but you can read his full bio on his website. It is my honor to welcome and present Mr. Mark Hayes. It doesn't matter if I break my finger. Because it wouldn't do it.
thank you. I thought I would start off with a few classical pieces, but before I go any further, I just want to say I just got to meet Tammy today, and I can tell why you love her so much. So we rehearsed a duet, which we're going to play tomorrow for you guys, and she's just as great as I heard that you are, so thank you for that. I have to say, being a pianist in church, in a Baptist church from the age of 13, I've had many years at the keyboard, so I know, what your life is like. And I know from being a choral conductor and going all over the world, literally in the United States, and being in churches where the accompanist can make or break it, how important it is to have a really qualified, conscientious, skilled, and faithful accompanist, as well as a pianist. So, yay, Tammy, for doing that all these years, because it requires a lot, and I know that because I do it myself. So, I'm honored to be able to celebrate this time with you. Okay. So I like to write all different kinds of styles. I would like for you guys to be involved on this next piece. It's going to be definitely different than classical. It's going to be a jazzy version of This Little Light of Mine. And you all know that, right? So what we're going to do is, it's a jazzy piano solo. There's 4 verses. I want you to sing the first and the fourth, okay? So I'll give you a cue. Since you're all choir singers, this will be fabulous. We're just going to do unison melody, okay? And then we'll just sing the same words the first and the fourth time. And at the very end, there's like a tag. You know what that is? You sing the last line one more time for the big finish. Okay, got it?
I'm gonna let it shine.
How many of you have seen the original Wizard of Oz movie? Okay, with Judy Garland, all right. So the story I have about this is I was raised in a Southern Baptist church north of Chicago. So I'm a Yankee, but don't hold that against me yet. So, of course, my dad was not a minister, but might as well have been because we were at the church every single time the church doors were open, right? Wednesday night, we had GAs, RAs, we had Sunday evening service, Sunday morning service, choir practice, all those kinds of things. And once a year, it seemed like The Wizard of Oz was put on TV. It was always a Sunday night. And it usually started around 5-ish or so. So you got all the way up to the point of where it turned into color. You remember that? Okay, it was all black and white. It's time to go to church, training union, time to go to church. Can't stay home and watch that. That would be evil, that would be sinful, because we got to go to church, you know. So I never really got as a child, just really cry for me now, because, I was in therapy because I never got to see all of the Wizard of Oz because of church. So, anyway, I love the song Over the Rainbow. It's just a great song. So I love movie music. I love Broadway show tunes, all that kind of stuff. So I thought it'd be fun to play that tonight. I don't live in Kansas. I actually live on the Missouri side of Kansas City. But this is just such a great song. And probably, you may not even know, there's actually a verse that goes before Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So I'm going to play the verse section first. And I don't think it was actually part of the movie, but it's a really wonderful part of the song. So I will play that for you now. You can transport yourself to Kansas. 70s, where a lot of the contemporary Christian music was coming out. You know, there's a whole different raft of it now with artists that I don't even know their names. But one of the singers who was very famous back then was a woman named Sandy Patton. And she had, a voice like an angel, and I had the chance to work with her a couple different times at various recording sessions in my career. And so I thought I would play a song that she kind of made popular called Via Dolorosa, which means the way of suffering. So we're coming up on Lent and the Easter season. And she was one of those, she did not write the song, but she popularized it. So I'm going to play it for you now. Well, I have one more piece for you that I'm going to play for you tonight, and again, what a treat to be able to fete you, to celebrate you, say, well done, good and faithful servant, and I hope that you have many more years that you get to do that. And it seems like I can just tell there's an incredible amount of caring and love for the Prevent family here in this church. So way to be the body of Christ. Way to do that, and keep doing it, because that's what we all need, whether we're a musician or not. The minister needs it, obviously. The minister's wife, everybody needs it. So you know how to care for each other, and that speaks volumes. So I'm really pleased to know you.